Andy Warhol is an American pop artist known for his many talents. His Campbell's soup can prints and his Marilyn Monroe prints are some of his most well-known works, and he made many versions of these. Warhol used a technique called silk screening, a process where he could transfer images onto canvas using ink and a stenciling technique. Andy Warhol's flower prints were made with homemade rubber stamps, but he soon switched to the more advanced silk screening technique. In the upcoming craft tutorial, we will be making flower prints like Andy Warhol, just on a much smaller scale. Starting with a square piece of cardstock, use green acrylic paint to paint a grass pattern covering all of your paper. You may have to cut your paper so it can be a square. Use only one color of green paint, as Andy Warhol only used one color for the background in his prints. I have red and yellow paint on my palette, but you can choose any two colors for the flower stamps. I made two flower-shaped stamps by cutting a piece of foam, but cutting the foam can be tricky. You can use a thick piece of cardboard instead, but the paint sticks to the foam better. To make the stamp, draw an outline of a flower on the surface and then cut it out. Apply a thick layer of paint to your stamp, especially if you made it out of cardboard. Then position the stamp in one of the corners and press down firmly. Slowly remove your stamp. However, you may notice that the paint didn't stick very well, so I decided to go over it with a foam stamp, or you can simply use your paintbrush and fill in the gaps. Then with another stamp, I painted a thick coat of red paint on it and applied them to the other corners. Using black acrylic paint, I added details to the center of the flowers, as if I was painting bulbs into the centers. Let it dry, and then you have an awesome Andy Warhol inspired print.